Welcome to What She Said with Shanae Hall. I'm your host, Shanae Hall. I'm sitting here with my mom, Miss Frost. How you doing, Mama?
I am in the house and I am on time.
Very good. Josh Powell, how are you?
Mama's here.
That's good.
Yes.
She be helping you out sometimes.
Man, I don't want no help.
Oh, you be needing help.
She definitely give you that look like,
She be agreeing with me.
hey.
She be agreeing.
Your ass better calm that shit down while this camera on now.
Never that.
Turn up on your ass as soon as the camera cut off.
He be wishing. That's what he be hoping for.
Ain't no hope.
Never happens though.
Mama's got them, hey. Mama's getting them looks, all that.
No, she'll be like, what I think Shanae is saying is that what you mean?
She give you a little balance, y'all. She definitely give you balance. Mama, it is so good to see you. You look refreshed.
Why you keep saying?
Because
It's good to be here.
you just came back from being flued out there.
Can we get focused on the topic at hand?
Okay, well the topic was you got great energy up in here.
It's beautiful.
And look at you. She won't even look at me. She's like,
just
yeah.
glowing.
Uh-huh. Got that Bruce Leroy going on over there. That last dragon.
I'm
Go
not
ahead and sip.
talking.
There you go. Go ahead and sip. Uh-huh. Mama
Okay.
got stories. Ain't that right, Mike?
Ooh, I got stories.
So we today are talking about something I ran across in a blog, and I think, Mom, you might have mentioned it to me too. This new generation is wanting to cancel Destiny's Child song entitled "Cater to My Man," and for most of us, that was around in the early 2000s when that came out. I think it came out in like 2004.
Yeah, OG.
That was a dope song. Like, we were like, oh my God, I want to cater to you. I want to, be your everything, like your mother, your father, your puppy, your auntie.
Little Chris and Neef right there. I see you.
I'm just saying. So that, I didn't see anything wrong with that. And matter of fact, I'm from a school of thought where catering to your man is everything that's feminine. Everything that's feminine is catering to the man in your life, making him feel special, making him feel warm, making him feel welcome, knowing that when he crosses that door threshold, he can leave all of his worries on the doorstep because you're there, because you're in the house. There's something to that makes, for me, as a person who married my high school sweetheart and was married up until the age of 28, I loved that part of it. And now as I date, I still date with that energy of, I want to make sure that you don't have a weak spot that you can't share with me. I don't want you to ever think that there's going to be something that you could say that I wouldn't make you feel comfortable or share, and that we are open, and that that I'll lie for you before I'll tell the truth and hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. So I don't know. You can check out this clip right here. This is what some of these people are saying on Twitter.
My name is Merlene, and I just read that y'all want to cancel the song Cater to You by Destiny's Child. Oh, honey, you didn't discern who you were catering to, and you gave your little pearls to swine. Don't be mad at Destiny's Child.
Josh. Mom, okay. What are your comments? What are
I'm
your
laughing.
thoughts?
You know why I'm laughing?
I don't know why you're laughing, sir. I asked you.
Because I'm really just thrilled to see Tupac have I didn't know you had those emotions in that sweet side. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to find it sometimes, ain't it? I was like, who?
That's why I was like,
I need
okay.
Shanae back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
was. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, but you know what? It goes to show
it sounds good though.
that every thug.
Wait. So you think I'm a thug?
Hey, listen, we're gonna talk about that later. But to your point and what this topic is all about, I first and foremost thoroughly agree with any male or female that's against what the song stands for. I think that a part of a relationship, which we're missing these days, it's about serving your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important when you're putting someone that you love first. And men should be doing that. And the women should be doing that. And it creates a better relationship, a better dynamic across the board.
One of the things that I found on the grill, it's actually on their site, and it says Black Twitter comes for Destiny's Child for this song. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I loved, the first line of the song, it just says, "Baby, I see you working hard. I admire what you do." And then she goes into, "I just want to reassure you that my life will be purposeless without you." That line, that first line, for a woman, there's nothing sexier than your man going out, working hard, taking care of home. And if that doesn't move you as a woman, I don't know what does. Because this is, baby, I see you working hard. I admire what you do. I know for me, there's nothing like, and I'll sit there and you can physically become engaged just watching your man do whatever he does. I don't care if he's, whatever his skill or his trade basketball. Is. Football, carpenter, musician, real estate agent, whatever your man's job is, when you send him and he's moving and he's making moves, there's something about that. So when they're saying, "I want to cater to you," she said, "You're working hard." She didn't say you're sitting on the couch playing video games and I want to cater to you and pay all the bills and take care of, you know what I'm saying? And take care of you. She said, "You are working hard and I admire what you do." So what kind of women are being raised today where they think that it diminishes their femininity by uplifting a man who's working hard and you're saying, "I appreciate what you do"? What is going on?
Can I ask y'all both a question real quick before you go?
Sure.
And please, I know y'all have two different, well, I would assume you have two different outlooks on it, but what does appreciation look like to y'all? Because I would like to think that every human being wants to feel appreciated. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Mom, you can go first, and Shanae, you can go after, but what does that look like for you? Because again, this is where I'm going with this, is like what the song is talking about. Like, catering to somebody is obviously showing them you appreciate them and what they do. Right. And for all of these generation whoever's, you mean to tell me none of y'all want to feel like somebody appreciate y'all? So that's why I wanted to ask. You know what I mean? Maybe we can take a different approach and educate these young folks on.
Well, first, no, I think you have a great point, and we need to get to that. But let me answer the question, Shanae. I think part of it goes back to especially in the Black community, where Black women have not been taught those things. I mean, a lot of times we've been so much in the struggle and doing it by ourselves that there's no one really to appreciate, mm-hmm. So unfortunately, that's been a lot of folks' experience. And we weren't taught that. I didn't know. When I got married at 23 years old, I didn't know about catering to my man. I didn't. He worked. I worked. I worked overtime to make ends meet. He may or he may not. So neither one of us was really pouring in the appreciation for what we were bringing to the table, but it was mutual. So, if I could go back in time and knowing what I know now, I would have done it differently. I would have given more appreciation. But I worked just as hard as he did. So mm-hmm. we don't see it the same. I think maybe if the guy is the breadwinner, or, maybe he doesn't have to be the full breadwinner, but if he's a breadwinner and he's doing so much and he's protecting and providing and making home safe and respecting you and all that, why wouldn't you want to? And I think the answer to that is that some people just don't know better.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's good.
There's a comment on here. It says, there's a verse in the song that says, "If you tap me on my shoulder, I'll roll over. I'm here to serve you." And this girl wrote, "I'm laughing, angry emoji faces. That was Kelly's promise, not mine." And I'm just like, and so there's so many comments on here, like, I feel my femininity leaving, or my feminism leaving right now as we speak. And one lady actually says, I was so over the foolishness back then. And I was like, I'll just let you know you're a good man without all the extra. Wow. And this is Black Twitter saying these things, which to me, when you show appreciation, it's everything. Whether it's coming home and the house is clean, the dishes are done. And again, these things at this point in my life are second nature. And I know you guys get the hardcore whatever, Shanae, but this is not the Shanae that was married or that's in a relationship. Even the person that I was just dating, we went on vacation for 6 days of 3 meals a day times 6. He never made his own plate. He never made his own drink. He never, you know what I'm saying? Those things were second nature. Oh, are you getting in the shower? Let me turn the water on for you. Like second nature without thinking. If his cup was, babe, do you want more ice? It got to the point somebody else's husband was like, well, when you get up to make his drink, can you make mine too? Because that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like
Who you become.
Who I've become. Acts of service to me is showing appreciation. It's not that I didn't have to pay for the trip, so I'm not going to be on the trip and still not contribute. We're there. You shouldn't have to do anything. And in return, he had booked massages and stuff for me. I didn't have to ask. I didn't even know. He was like, okay, you got an hour massage coming. Okay, well then, yeah, when you tap me on my shoulder, I'm going to roll over. Like there's a compromise and a balance. And if it's one-sided, you're never going to have a healthy relationship or open communication, because he's feeling like I'm contributing, I'm working hard, and you're not bringing it back. It's not coming back. And if you're talking about Kelly said that, not me, well, there's going to be somebody out there who will say that, who will do that, who will move like that. And if you have a good man, you won't have him very long.
Y'all gonna get married?
No, he... You know what?
You gotta check her temperature to make sure
You know what?
I know she all right, but shit,
There's a lot going on
I've
right
been
now.
knowing her for shit. How long I've been knowing you?
Long enough to know that you don't know everything about me.
Yeah.
Come back. Shots fired.
Everything she be like, "Nick, what the motherfucker,
That is so
like,
hard.
God damn. Bro, you all right? Nah, nigga, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? Hey, what? What?
Josh, kill
I'll pull this
yourself,
motherfucker.
cuz.
What? Look, she even
That's
said
real.
it. All right, kill yourself, cuz.
That's the real her.
Both of them are the real me. I'm not in a. If I'm in a relationship with you, you're not gonna get.
Hey, cuz, what motherfucking shit, cuz?
The crib walk.
She doing all of it. It's like, what?
Well,
What?
I'll show you the 9. Is that what I'm doing? I'm
Man,
showing
you
it
got
on my
that
head.
Hey, cuz.
That is so true, Josh. She's
She
a
like,
peace boy.
I done cooked. I'm like, what?
Cook,
I done
running
poured his
bath
drink.
water.
What?
Right. Make it play.
I even ran his bath. What?
See, that's the
I
side
ain't
we
mad
don't
at
see,
it, though.
That's the side
But
we
you know
don't
what?
Wait, no, hold on. Ann stayed in the shower and said, "Let me wash you up before you get out."
see. Lord.
That part.
You jumped on that meat.
No, it was a real wash up.
Yeah, man.
Trust me,
Oh,
I tapped
yeah, the
him
real
on the
wash-
shoulder twice before we got in, so you ain't got to worry about that neither. It was a real
Twice.
wash up.
Nah, bro. We're gonna have the baby boy that thing. Been rains all in the shower, man. Ain't no way, bro.
No.
I ain't mad. Listen, but I want to salute you, man, because you know and our women deserve the same thing. That's the thing. I'm not against it. That's what
Right.
it's supposed to be about, like
Both
serving
sides.
your part, both parties, and you do it however you feel to do it. Like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be food, you know what I'm saying, on the table, but a clean house.
Right.
You know what I mean? The dishes washed, shit. Just small, simple things, man. And I know that when men feel that way, they gonna go 10 times harder for theirs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't. Let's remove relationship. Like if you got a friend, don't you want to feel appreciated by your friend, your homeboy, your home? Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? You don't want your family to appreciate you?
Right.
Like everybody hard now.
Right.
But I
That's a
think that
good
the
point.
problem that's
Man.
standing out to me is this is predominantly, if not all, Black women saying this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, so it says a lot about we were talking about before. What kind of culture are we in? And it's okay for you to be Miss Independent. I'm all for that. I'm the main one that's like, you know, get your own, have your own, but it doesn't diminish, or you should not diminish what he's contributing or giving or even allowing him to do what he needs to do for you to feel like a man. I had made a post about paying bills or something like that. And this one girl was like, I pay all the bills in my house. I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. Okay. But if he wants to, you have to be able to step back and allow him to. If that's his thing that makes him feel whole, then you need to allow him to do that, and then reciprocate with appreciation. And to me, like you were saying, Josh, whether it's my homeboy, whether it's a girlfriend of mine who I'm so proud of you. You're such an excellent mom. You've done a great job. Your daughter just graduated from college. She should be so honored to have you in her life. That is not me because I like her. That is like that. That's no homo. Like I'm proud of you. I think that that's fantastic. But with your man who you're in an intimate space with, that has to go to the next level because he's not on the same level as your girlfriend. He's not on the same level as your mom or your dad or your kids. That is the man in your life. And whether he's your boyfriend or your husband, if he's the man occupying that space, there's a certain level of respect and energy that he should get every time he walks in the door, especially in a public space. All this going off and, being loud. There's times when people will do stuff that you don't appreciate or that you don't like or you think is disrespectful. That has to wait till you get behind closed doors. In front of everybody, I'm smiling. I think you're the greatest. Absolutely. Whatever you say, baby, that's amazing. I think that's great.
That's a whole topic, Queen.
Then I'm going off and behind closed doors.
No. Because it's a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and I know this is totally separate, but it's still all hand in hand. Like, and I'm glad to hear that from a woman, you know what I mean? Say something like that, because I don't think we have enough of that. Right. Anytime something jump off, it's like people got to address it.
Right.
And then it look crazy, like, that's your partner.
Right.
You can't have your partner looking like that.
Absolutely.
Men or women. Like, I don't agree with that. So to hear a queen be like, no, don't do that. Like, we're gonna smile up, we're gonna put on, right. But the minute we get in the car,
about to check
or the minute we get to the house, we're going to close this door and we're going to have a conversation to address what happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like that is, you don't get that nowadays because everything immediately is, we going to pour a drink on you. We going to throw hands. We going to, you know what I'm saying? Everything is just handled, in a non-productive / disrespectful / toxic / whatever manner.
So where is that coming from, Mom? Where do you think that, because you brought yourself up and said, well, I didn't necessarily, see that in my household or whatever.
Don't want to look weak.
That women don't want to look weak?
I just think in general, don't want to look weak, because I that's something that you said, like with the things that are taught, right? When you mentioned that. And I've heard a lot of times that people just don't want to look weak. That's the other thing that they say about what a strong woman is, right? Remember, we've had that conversation before too, and it's like, when everybody says a strong woman, that means that, you know what I'm saying, she has to be an alpha, and that means that she got to be mean, bossy, this, she don't take no shit, blah, 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 blah. Right. And you can still be a boss and be a woman and be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't necessarily mean that comes with, this gangster mentality of how you handle yourself. So I feel, and you go ahead, Mom, but I just want to slide that in there real quick.
No, I agree. I think it does go back to home training, and it is sad in our culture that we see so much of this disrespect and this lack of willingness on both sides to surrender, to be humble, to go out of your way to let your partner know, or the person you're dating know, that you're all in and that you respect them and that you appreciate them. We're losing our way, but this has been going on for forever. Back when I was growing up, you would always hear, well, I don't need a man because I can do it. I can do battle by myself. And what that means, though, is that sometimes you don't need a man if he's raggedy. If he's not producing, if he's not leading the way, if he's not protecting the kids and providing, no, you don't need that guy.
Right.
So not everybody is worthy of being catered to either. So we have to be clear on that. The ones that are, obviously, we need to do our part as women. And you're absolutely right. You can be a lawyer all day. You can go and be vice president of whatever all day. You can go handle your business with your 800 credit score and all your shit together all day long. But when you come home, if you have a man that's there and he's showing up every day and he's giving you respect and he's taking care of the kids or doing his best to be that provider, that protector, absolutely we need to cater to him. And I would hope that he would cater back.
I think that men lead the way. So if he's doing these things first, it tends to be, you would hope it would be automatic for you to follow suit. I believe men are the leaders and should lead the relationship in whatever direction it's going. If he's showing her that it's okay for me to take off my armor, put down my strap when I walk in the door, then you're going to get a different energy. Oftentimes too, women think that, as you used the term earlier, alpha male or alpha female, they don't really know what that means. We hear the term and we know it kind of means at the top of the food chain, but what does that mean? And to be an alpha is the leader of the pack that uplifts the entire pack. That's what makes them the alpha male or alpha female. You're bringing everybody up with you in your circle, everybody's eating. When you have an alpha male in a lion's pride, everybody eats. Everybody hunts, everybody eats, everybody survives. So it's a different mentality. People think, well, I'm the loudest person in the room. That doesn't make you the alpha. That just makes you the loudest person in the room. If you got the most money in the room, that doesn't make you the alpha in the room. That just makes you the richest person in the room. What are you doing to encompass your environment and make it better and make it warm and make it more friendly, make it more conducive to building something that's worth having and sustaining, that makes you the alpha in the room?
Is that how you interpret alpha? How do you interpret alpha female, Josh? What does that mean? If she's an alpha female, what does that mean?
I look at it from a control standpoint, because I feel like whether it's sports, whether it's relationship, from a business standpoint, even a lot of people who are successful, there still is like a sense of control that comes with that. Or you can call it power or whatever, right? When you have that over people. And a lot of times, there are women in high places, and that's why we talked about, or it was mentioned, I think you said it earlier, just being able to cut the switch off, you know what I'm saying, once you get to the house. The same way we as men, we can't bring whatever energy home to our woman. You know what I mean? Like, if I had a bad day at work, I got to leave that shit in the car. Mm-hmm. Like, don't even play with that when you come home. And it's like the same thing with our partners. Like, whatever you got going on at the job, you can't come in here treating me like I'm one of your employees, just like you wouldn't want me doing the same thing. So that's from where I'm coming from with it. I did want to ask you something to go back real quick, because I know you mentioned, you'll do X, Y, and Z if your man makes you feel that type of way. Mm-hmm. You don't do that on your own?
Well, like I said, you're only going to do so much. So, like, if
it's for the listeners.
No. If I'm cooking, hypothetically, if I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm making sure you're good, and you eating chips and leaving them on the countertop, and you take your shoes off, and then you're not respecting my space, my boundaries, my energy, and what I'm giving to you. It's the same thing we were talking about earlier with appreciation. If I don't see that being reciprocated, then it's not going to last long. So I'm going to always be me, because that's who I'm consistent with who I am. But you're just not going to get that. You're not going to be able to be in my space in that capacity where I would even be able to do those things for you, because you've shown me that you're not worthy of receiving that type of treatment and energy from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that it changes. It's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was other people's husband on this trip. It was like, can you make me a drink too when you get up? Sure. Normally that's not my protocol. I would get up and everybody's husbands or boyfriends or other males would just, babe, what are you drinking? Okay, I see you. I'll be right back.
So that's what I'm saying. If that's who you are, why do you stop?
I just said I wouldn't. It's not that I stopped. It's just he's not there. Does that make sense? So it's not that I'm stopped doing it for the next person or the next relationship. It's that he's not there to receive that.
You have to stop, though, if somebody
so
doesn't.
You done with the relationship.
That's that part.
Okay.
Yeah, in its entirety.
Because he left the chips and the sandals in the floor.
And because he wasn't appreciative.
It's a history.
Hold on, Ma. Because I ain't going to say what episode now. Remember.
What happened?
She'll leave their ass if they leave them chips on the table. But if he send out a text, it's all right.
I didn't say that. I actually said the opposite. Did not say the opposite. I was like, I left off of a 1-800-Flowers note. So, be consistent.
You just said them chips.
I just gave
that was just an
And
example.
some sandals.
But at the end of the day,
I'm messing
You
with
good.
you.
I'm saying.
everybody wants to be respected, and if you start to feel disrespected over and over again
Or unappreciated.
or unappreciated, then no, you have no business continuing to deliver the goods, whatever those goods are. If it's being kind or putting him first or what have you, when it's not reciprocated over time,
Does that mean the box too?
what box are we talking about?
The box.
That may come into play, man.
It just, once you got to start cutting that off, it's like, it's over. Like, my thing is,
Word.
yeah, I mean,
Obviously, nothing is cut and dry. You have to have the conversation. Hey, I noticed that blah, blah, blah. Could you not do that? Because that bothers me. I mean, you got to have some conversation. These days, as tough as it is to find a good relationship.
So you having a conversation, and many of you said, "Nah, we just gonna slow up on them actions. We gonna that cup gonna go from being full to half full to now
Get your own damn.
get your own got."
yeah.
Get your own damn.
But let's
drink.
talk about like on a different scale. Like, I'm the type. Okay, so the last person I was in a relationship with, I would.
Who was that? Oh, okay.
We're not doing that.
So I would be out if I'm in the city and I know that he was working late. I would call and say, "Hey, did you eat? Do you want me to bring you something? Take a picture of the menu. Yeah, bring me such and such and such and such." Not just one time. Like, if I'm in the city and I know you're in the office and I know restaurants are closing, I know you haven't eaten, and I know, let me bring you something. I'll just drop it off. I don't care if I'm literally, I cracked a joke one time. I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel like DoorDash, and I handed like some tacos, but that is equivalent because every time we go out, we're having these romantic, elaborate dinners. So if I'm out and you're not there, the least I could do is think about, did you eat today? You know what I'm saying? So it's reciprocated in that fashion where I feel like he deserves me to stop and say, "Babe, did you eat yet?" You know, there ain't no $400 meal because we're not getting drinks and stuff like that. So you just getting whatever the meal part, the entree. But it's not the point. It's the thought of, "Baby, did you eat? You didn't eat yet. I know it's 10:30. It's getting ready to close. The kitchen's getting ready to close. Let me bring you something. I'm going to head home after that." So I think it's about being aware of your partner's needs and asking. Sometimes they'll say no, but did you ask? Did you show me that you care that I ate tonight?
But you asked something earlier.
400. I'm hold on. I'm just two people. 400.
See what registers for men? See?
Right.
Some people think
I
that's
just want to know what y'all. I just want to know what y'all eating at.
Well, look at if you.
I'm Waffle House shawty, man. Everybody that know me, man. Southside all day. You feel me?
Yeah.
We're gonna all start that thing up, scramble me up. You know what I'm talking about?
Negative.
Get some waffles.
Not for dinner, though.
Why not? That's on time to bed. Listen, you know what? This is what it does, ma. You know what's
Makes your
sexy
stomach
about
hurt.
that? Get out of here. You know what's sexy about that, ma? It's like a vibe, like an energy behind doing something that you did way back. You know what I'm saying? That there's little cute shit like that I know a woman appreciates from time to time. Like just like going for a simple walk, holding hands and sitting on a park bench or something. Like
That is.
like damn, we doing that today, babe. Really? Gosh, man. Come here. Double tap.
fast,
Let me
Chris.
roll over.
He's so cute. So Josh asked earlier, what is cater to us? So you were saying,
Or appreciation, yeah.
so what does it look like from a woman's perspective
From yours.
when you guys appreciate us?
You particularly.
I mean, it can be as simple as you picking up after you.
Getting them chips up. Getting them
I
sandals
mean,
up.
caring that I've expressed that, hey, I'd appreciate a little help with this because this whole housekeeping thing is a lot because I work and you work. Just pick up after yourself, and to see him to start to do that, that's a small, tiny thing that doesn't cost anything, but it shows that you listen, that you care. Checking, like Shanae mentioned, did you eat today? because I work a demanding job,
Mm-hmm.
calling to check or texting me and say, hey, did you get something? Let me send something to you, or whatever. I had some guy recently ask me.
Mom, pull your microphone closer to you.
And I have this happen from time to time. But I had this young man ask me, did you eat today? And I had, and he's like, I'm sorry, I missed the opportunity to take you to lunch. Here's $100 for the rest of the week so I don't miss that opportunity again. I mean, there's little teeny things that guys can do to say, I care about you. You matter. So let me see how I can do that.
And I think that what she said earlier, it was blankets across the board. If you're dealing with somebody and you say, babe, I need you to whatever, fill in the blank, and you see that he's making that change, to me, that's huge. That's not even like a little thing. It could be whatever. It could be, whatever. I don't know. There's a million things. I want you to open my door. These are things that should be done anyways, but babe, I would like you to open my door when you pull up. If that's not the guy that does that. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get out the car now and start opening up the door for her. Okay, I see you. Or cleaning up after yourself, or cooking dinner. Babe, I would really appreciate if you cooked at least once a week. I don't mind the other 6 days. And next thing you know, he in there burning up something. But it's the thought that you tried to do what I asked you to do that goes a long way for me.
I like the things like, can you get my oil changed? Can you do? I've been doing this stuff for so long on my own.
Mm-hmm.
When it's time for car maintenance, it's like, can you? It'd be so nice to have somebody say, "Babe, I'm taking your car to the shop."
I said that's why I was gonna get married. I was like, I'm gonna get remarried next week just so I can have somebody do all my car stuff. Just period.
I mean, because we've been independent, so many of us have had to do it all. I mean, we're paying all of our bills, we're getting our car service, we're doing all the stuff. It would be so nice for a guy to say, I wash my car every Saturday. For some guy to, and I actually like it, but for some guy to say, let me go take your car and get it detailed. Let me get you. I mean, those little things mean so much.
Lot.
It's like, it's so nice to have somebody just look after us in little ways like that.
I remember it. That's so.
And the reason why I'm asking is because men need to hear this. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of men who throw money at situations instead of just the thought that's behind it. And that's what I heard both of y'all say. It's about the thought, like the little things that can be this big. Yeah. You can't throw money at everything, just like you can't throw dick at everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to show the appreciation. That's why I wanted to ask both of you all, because we have to be able to tap into that part. And then that's the other part of getting your woman to open up even more. Like you're unlocking levels to your woman in a relationship. Yeah, exactly. You see how I set that up, Ma? I just threw the lob and you came out of nowhere like LeBron. Blue.
Mom, let me ask you this.
I love that analogy.
Before we get off, what we were just talking about. So would it make a difference to you? A friend of mine, I was like, something happened to my door, my lock, whatever, stopped opening. So I had to use the whole credit card thing to pop the garage door, the door to the garage open, and I had to go buy another doorknob and take it off. And so I said, I was like, if you were really like my man, if we were really dating, these are the things that you would be doing. I said, since I don't ask you to do these things, you should know that you're not actually my man, because my sensor went out on the garage. Again, it's $20. Took me 5 minutes, but I don't want to have to do it. If you're my dude, I don't want to have to do it. So he said, well, what if I just paid somebody to come do that? Would you consider that to be equal if he sent somebody to your house? Or is it different if he said, let me drive out to your house and fix it?
No, because not everybody's equipped to know how to do that stuff. But as long as he took care of it, I wouldn't care how he got it done. If he knows how to work on cars and he can change the oil, great. If he doesn't and he says, hey, let me go handle that for you, same difference, it's handled. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, we got to think outside the box. And not only with that, the importance of sharing how you feel about others. It's not just a personal relationship thing. I think we've lost our way as human beings. That's why everybody's just so rough around the edges these days.
And selfish.
And it's just amazing when you can serve a person and how that makes them feel. not realizing that's a part of the game. What you do for them, they gonna come back 10 times over.
Absolutely.
And then when they come back for you that way, what you gonna do? 20 times over. And it just keeps going back and forth. Like, it's just a battle. Like, man, I'm gonna make him feel amazing today. Oh shit, babe, I'm gonna make you feel amazing today. And that's love. Like the Bible talks about love, one of the most important things that is mentioned 1,000 trillion times in the good book, man. What is wrong with showing and sharing that you appreciate somebody or that you love them and that you care for them? Everything ain't got to be so hard, man.
You know what that made me think of when we interviewed Marvin Sapp, who was married, I think, almost 20 years before his wife passed of cancer. He said, our only competition was who was going to outlove the other person.
Man, that's powerful.
And he said, we'd be like, oh, you ain't going to outlove me. I'm going to do this, this, and that. Oh, you going to do that? Well, I'm going to outlove you like this. And he said, of our relationship lasted so long. He's like, I knew that was the only person for me because our only thing, every day we got up and proved to each other that you're not going to outlove me more than I'm going to outlove you.
That's how you know you find your person too, though. Because when you look at, for example, right, and if she does, cool, but I feel like somebody like Lauren London will never find somebody else.
Right.
Because like how she was loved when Nip was here, God rest his soul, she ain't even gonna play with that. Because when people, that's what I'm saying, when people really experience what love is about, you like, bro, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And that's the problem, because most people are experiencing love on a surface level. That's why once you're done with one, you can move on to the next and be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's evolving. Nobody's really challenging or pushing themselves to be on that type of time. Again, it doesn't have to be personal. Let's say friendships. We got a lot of bullshit friendships out here.
We do. I learned that.
Everybody got 4 or 5, 6 best friends. Like, where they do that at?
Right.
What the fuck is the point of a best friend if you got 20 of them?
Right.
It don't even make sense. So, and again, it's just my opinion, good people. But I just move different when it comes to that, because you can't allow everybody in your space. You can't allow everybody in your home. You can't allow everybody around your kids just because you think it's sweet, man. You gotta care about that stuff, man. That's why protecting your energy and all of that stuff is so important.
I think that, I'll wrap it up with saying this. I believe that there is a level of vulnerability that we are not wanting to get to anymore. The basic concept of saying, I love you. And it doesn't mean I'll die for you, I'll give the world for you, but I love you. I love, meaning I love what you contribute. I love what your energy is. There are so many levels, like you said, of loving something about somebody. For me to be able to say, I love you, Mom, I love you. That's not saying, oh, I think you're the greatest that ever happened. That means I love these things about you. You make me stronger. You make me better. You make me wiser. You are a pillar in my life that makes it better. And so when you look at your parents or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your husband, your spouse, there is that part of our society now that shut that off, as if I tell you that, it's going to make me weak. Oh, I have to know you for 3 to 5 years before this would make sense for me to tell you I love you. No, I don't need to know you for 3 to 5 years. I can fall in love with certain elements about you and hate other things about you and say, I love that about you. I think that's fantastic. I like how you articulate your thoughts. And that be something positive that you're giving to that relationship, where that might help change the other things that you don't like about the person. So I think that the biggest thing that I'm trying to get across is that, back to the original topic, catering to your man doesn't remove anything feminine about you as a woman. If anything, it heightens your femininity. It heightens your level of that thing about you that makes you a woman, that nurturing element where it says, I give you love, not because you give it back to me. I don't say I love you because I expect you to say I love you back. I'm telling you I love you because there's certain elements about you that I love. I do things for you, whether it's making your plate, whether it's cleaning up after you, whether it's getting your meal, whatever that thing is, greasing your scalp. I don't know what people out here doing in these streets. I do that to show you that I appreciate you. So if you ever get up in the morning and be like, oh my God, if he tap me on my shoulder or if he do this, I'm going to be like, nigga, whatever. You're shortchanging yourself. You know, in the book of The Power of Now, there's a line where Eckhart Tolle says, what you feel like the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world. So if that means giving a little bit of extra love, extra attention, whether you get it back from that person or not, you've already put that seed into the universe. So you're going to get it back. It might not be from that person, but it's coming back to you. And oftentimes it's coming back to you tenfold. So I hope that the 20,000 people that retweeted all this taken away from me, don't listen to the bullshit. Don't fall for the okie doke. You can never go wrong with giving love, showing love, and especially not to the man that's in your life. That's it for this episode of What She Said. Hope you learned something, took something from it. Follow us on What She Said podcast on IG. You have all of our IGs. Follow us individually. And thank you for subscribing. Make sure you click that button. I know I always forget that. Click the button. Trying to get our subscribers up. I see y'all watching. See you guys commenting. I appreciate you. Love you. Love your support. Take it easy.